Hello, this is Sherline of Kathanika. The story I am going to tell you today is an Aesop's fable. It is called The Fox and the Grapes. Once there lived a fox called Bimbo Fox. Bimbo Fox lived in the forest. The forest was full of small animals and plenty of fruit and flower trees. Bimbo Fox woke up one morning and began looking for food. Bimbo Fox was omnivorous. That means she ate both meat and fruit. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining brightly. A gentle breeze was blowing. The birds were singing sweetly, and Bimbo Fox was in a good mood. Bimbo Fox began softly trotting, looking for food. Trit trot, trit trot, trit trot. The flowers were swaying happily, the bugs and bees were busy, and Bimbo Fox's tummy was rumbling with hunger. Bimbo Fox looked between the flowers. Trit trot, trit trot. Bimbo Fox looked in the grass. Trit trot, trit trot. Bimbo Fox looked this way, and Bimbo Fox looked that way, and Bimbo Fox found something wriggling in the grass. Bimbo Fox pounced on it. It was a bunch of earthworms. Bimbo Fox loved earthworms. Yummy! Nice and smooth and silky. Oh, so nourishing! Bimbo Fox gobbled up the earthworms and licked her lips after the delicious meal. That was really nice, said Bimbo Fox. Now for something sweet. Boing! Something fell on Bimbo Fox's head. Bimbo Fox looked up. Bimbo Fox discovered that she was standing right below a grapevine, and on the grapevine hung the most delicious-looking grapes that you could ever find. Violet and purple, the grapes were ripe and ready to eat. Bimbo Fox was happy. Today's my lucky day, thought Bimbo Fox. A nice bunch of grapes is just the thing. But there was just one teeny tiny problem. The bunch of grapes was quite high. Bimbo Fox looked up, thinking of the best way to get to the grapes. Bimbo Fox tried climbing the vine stem, but she could not do that. Bimbo Fox thought and thought. There stood the lovely grapes hanging like a chandelier over her head. I'm simply going to have to jump to reach it, said Bimbo Fox. And jump she did. Boing! Bimbo Fox jumped with all her might, but she fell short. Boing! Bimbo Fox jumped again. Just missed. Boing! Bimbo Fox was within grasping reach. Just about missed. Bimbo Fox was tired. Oof! Those grapes were hard to reach. Bimbo Fox looked at the grapes again. There they hung. I'm going to get you, said Bimbo Fox, and began jumping again. Boing! Bimbo Fox jumped. She glided through the air. She came close to the bunch of grapes. She opened her mouth to grab them and doom! She dropped down to the earth. Boing! Bimbo Fox tried again. Bimbo Fox kept her sight fixed on the grapes. She sailed through the air. She could see the grapes in front of her face. She could almost feel them on her muzzle. Bimbo Fox opened her mouth to grab the grapes and doom! Bimbo Fox dropped to earth yet again. But Bimbo Fox wasn't going to give up. Bimbo Fox was determined. She wanted those grapes and she would have them. Bimbo Fox tried one more time. Bimbo Fox sprung into the air with all her might. Bimbo Fox was the closest she had ever been with the grapes. Bimbo Fox could see the grapes getting closer and closer and closer. They were within reach. Bimbo Fox closed her eyes and opened her mouth to take in the grapes. But snap! Bimbo Fox just bit in some air and crash! Bimbo Fox wasn't looking where she was going and she banged into the vine stem. And doom! Bimbo Fox fell down on some pointy rocks. Yow! Yikes! Yelled Bimbo Fox. Bimbo Fox was now tired. Bimbo Fox realized she was never going to reach those grapes. They were simply too high for her to reach. Bimbo Fox began walking away. Aloud she said, "Nah, never mind. Those grapes are sour after all. Who wants to eat sour grapes? Not me." The end. I hope you liked the story. If you did, stay tuned and subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye for now.